Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. Oh my goodness, guys, it is hot out, and I found out that now we are probably not getting our air conditioning in until the first or second week of June. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's like the end of May, so I guess it's not that bad. And my dad said that like this weekend's supposed to be sort of cooler again. It was like 84 when me and my mom were actually out today. I'll tell you guys where we ended up going. But it was like 84 degrees outside, so it was pretty hot out. And yeah, we have no air conditioning. So I got up this morning. I actually woke up early. The last 3 days, well, today it was Charlie. The 2 days before that, Bravo was throwing up in the morning, actually woke me up. And today Charlie was doing it. I don't know why. I have it's so bizarre. They're completely fine during the day. I honestly don't know if it's like dehydration or something like that. Like, I have water for them in my bedroom, but I don't know if it's just like they don't bother to get up in the middle of the night to go get water, and so then they're just hot and they wind up throwing up in the morning. But it's weird that it's happened to both of the dogs, and like multiple times now for Bravo. Well, twice, I guess. I guess that, like, they have thrown up, you know, like randomly, like maybe they have an upset stomach or whatever. But Bravo's currently like laying on the ground, and he is hot. I love it too when the dogs get hot, because they lay like all like completely spread out. Like, they're not curled up in cute little balls anymore. Like, Bravo is just like sprawled out on the floor like he's hot. But normally it gets very cool at night, so like I don't know like why that would be either. Like, it's not like they're hot, like, you know, but like I said, it just, for whatever reason, if it was like they needed water in the middle of the night or whatever it was, you know, I don't know. But the really weird thing was that Charlie actually got up and was like freaking out, then didn't want to come back in my room and kept hiding in the bathroom, like after he threw up. And then I woke Jack up and told him that he needed to take them outside, because it was actually, he woke me up at like 8:30 and Jack, or 8:45, and Jack was still asleep, and he normally leaves for school at 9:15. And so I was like, you need to get up because school is like in a couple of minutes, or you have to leave in like, you know, a couple of minutes anyway to go to school, and you got to take the dogs out and everything. And so then I came back down in the hallway, and then Charlie was standing in front of the back door like he wanted to go outside. So I also don't know if maybe he was just really anxious, like he had to go to the bathroom and was just super anxious that he actually started throwing up. The weird thing is that actually with both of them, Bravo the both times and then Charlie today, it was more just like they were sort of like dry heaving. Like, it weren't like throwing up like food or anything like that. It was just more like dry heave, sort of. But yeah, I don't know, it was really weird. Like, Charlie like was very uncomfortable, but then when he came inside he was totally fine, and they've been fine for the rest of the day too. And like I said, Bravo's been fine for the last like 2 days, even after, and today as well. So I really don't know what was going on with them, but he ended up waking me up at about like 8:30 or 8:45, something like that. Then I ended up doing dishes, did laundry. So then I ended up getting to all of my chores in the morning, had breakfast and my coffee, and, you know, like I said, did the dishes and laundry, and ended up making myself breakfast. And then ended up later, my mom was finished with what she was doing around like I think 11 o'clock. We ended up actually leaving and went out to we had to go to Walmart, out to a different Walmart, which is further away than the one where we normally go, because my mom was looking for, she was doing like a Pioneer Woman. Actually, funny enough, our kitchen cabinets match the Pioneer Woman like pattern, the like the floral pattern, I guess, like almost completely perfect. And so my mom is so in love with it and loves, I actually really like it too, because our kitchen just seems sort of like bland. It was like white and then with the blue cabinets, but it's got these beautiful like pops of red in there and stuff like that. It actually looks really pretty, and I love the way that the cabinets actually look so complemented by like our fruit bowl, and we have a couple of 2 different utensil like things. And it actually looks really, really nice in there. My mom is also getting some curtains instead of just the plain blue ones that we have, actually, with the floral pattern that matches, and then again a couple of other things. But at the other one that we my mom was looking up, they had the chair like cushions, and so she wanted to go out there and place like the online pickup order, which is the first time. I've never used Walmart's like pickup service or whatever, you know. Like now it's like the contactless, you know, you just stay in your car and they put the stuff in there for you. But I had never, you know, like I said, used that at all. We've never used that service, so it was kind of cool to go and get to do that. But like I said, we ended up going to this other Walmart to go and pick that stuff up. And so we got 6 of them for all the chairs, which is like, just like, honestly, it's like a red checker pattern. And then my mom has a tablecloth right now, though, that's yellow. It really doesn't match, but I think that she's getting something else that will wind up matching. I mean, like, I don't know, the floral pattern maybe has a little bit of like yellow in it, maybe, but it's mainly like blue and white, and then like it seems like red accent sort of. I think the blue maybe is more accented in certain pieces. I don't know, it sort of depends, but it's just sort of like a mix of like those colors, especially as like red, blue, and white, which the walls in our kitchen are white, and then we painted all the cabinets blue, which is like the same, like I said, color. So it's really cool that we found now a pattern actually that matches our kitchen perfectly, and we didn't even, like I said, my mom wasn't like, oh, I saw this and I really loved it. No, she ended up, like I said, sort of changing that around. But the thing is that my mom originally went for more of a copper look in the kitchen, so we ended up doing those. The backsplash had a little bit more of a copper tone to it, so it does look like a little bit different, but I actually don't think that it makes it stand out all that much, because that's really our only copper color accent in the kitchen. So I don't know, like I said, it doesn't look that bad or stand out that much. Anyway, so we went there first. Then we ended up having to come back home because Jack needed something signed for school. Well, actually, no. On the way back from Walmart, we ended up going to a greenhouse. That was the big thing where we were at today, was doing all of our greenhouse shopping and stuff like that. So we went to a local greenhouse that was on the way back from the Walmart. And I ended up picking up a couple of things. We ended up picking up a few, like, annuals. I think, yes, annuals, I believe. The ones that only come back a year, you know, you gotta buy every year for like window boxes and stuff like that. So we ended up picking up a couple of those. It was actually pretty expensive at that greenhouse. Then we ended up going to Menards because we had needed a couple of other things too, like the for our pole beans that we're doing, we needed some of the like bamboo poles, which were not that expensive at Menards, and we were gonna get hanging baskets. But hanging baskets that we were going to fill ourselves, because we already have 4 of them and we have 7 places to hang baskets around. So that's what we were going to do. But then my mom saw that they were actually on sale, probably at the same price as the new baskets and the plants were going to cost us. So we just ended up actually getting hanging baskets, 6 of the on sale ones, and then 1 which we already knew we were going to get of that special, it starts with an F. I can't remember the name of it. Some type of plants. It's like a hanging, sort of looks like a tropical plant a little bit, but it's a kind that hummingbirds absolutely love. So it's funny, when I put it in the backyard today though, because that's where I had it, I went in the front yard and was putting some of the flowers in the front yard. Actually, literally, as I was walking through there, just minutes after I had put the one in the backyard, I saw a hummingbird come flying from the backyard, and I was like, I wonder if he stopped at our plants in the front yard for a little nectar treat. So anyways, we ended up getting all of those plants then at Menards, and a couple, like 3 tomato plants. Then we ended up going to a third greenhouse, which is also another local greenhouse to us. And there they had an amazing deal, which was the best. It was better than Menards price. It was better than the first greenhouse on like fruits and vegetables. We ended up getting a bunch of melons. Even though we have melons and we have the seeds for them, we ended up just getting a couple because in total it was $1.49 each, or like if you bought a full like flat of them, which I think was 18, it was like less than that even. And I was like, that's an amazing price, like amazing. Because at Menards, so we got a handful of tomatoes, different kinds of tomatoes. There was actually this guy there that was telling us this one type of tomato that he absolutely loved and everybody says is like the best tomato, and they're apparently a really hard variety to find. It's like some type of yellow tomato, but this specific variety of it. And then we ended up getting, like I said, a couple other of those. Then we ended up getting some peppers because we were gonna do tomatoes and peppers. We had a really hard time starting tomatoes, so we were going to do tomatoes, like we were going to buy those from the greenhouse along with bell peppers. But when we saw this great deal, my mom's like, let's just grab a couple of extra like honeydew, cantaloupe, watermelon, a couple of those things too, because if nothing else, we'll probably do them from seed in our garden, but we will still get an early variety from these ones that we bought from the greenhouse. And so like I said, I think a couple of other things. I don't think we got broccoli and cauliflower, but we might have. I can't remember if that was in the greenhouse that we were in, and then they had like a different type of pallet that was the outside ones or something. But yeah, long story short, we got way more plants there. I think we also got 2 different types of actual like plants as well. We needed them for our front window box, back window box, and then also for our 2, what are those called, the potted plants in the front, or pots in the front that have the that we have with the cement in there for the what's that the bird feeders that we have in the front yard. And then we have those pots with the what's that called? Like I said, the cement with the bird feeders that we cemented into the pots. So we've got a couple spots in there. And then I also realized too, we have another big pot on the side of our house because it's right next to our vent for our dryer. And for some reason, everything that we've tried to plant there has consistently died. So I was like, why don't we just put a pot there? It'll be high enough up where, I think it's from the heat, maybe from the vent or whatever, but because it's high enough up away from the vents, like the vents maybe like an inch or 2 off the ground, you know, but the pot stands like, you know, a good foot or so above that, so it's far enough away from the vent that I think if we plant anything in there, it'll be okay. But we can probably plant a couple of those in there as well. So we got all of the new hanging baskets as well. However, me and my mom were both sort of going through and we're looking, and the type of plant, forget which kind it is that we ended up getting all of the hanging baskets. The only one we got different was one shade plant for like this side of the house, the shepherd's hook that we had, but the one in the front yard on the front porch, because they're sort of shallow, they don't really hang over or droop over or anything like that. It's really hard to sort of see them. So my mom was like, maybe we'll get a different variety for that. She wants to sort of splurge and go with something more expensive. But I felt like at Menards we ended up doing pretty well for getting 7 hanging baskets plus the tomatoes, plus getting those bean poles that we needed as well. And then like we didn't spend, I felt like we did actually pretty good there. That second greenhouse where we actually only spent 25 bucks for all of the plants we ended up getting, and I was like, wow, that's actually really good. So my mom was like, we probably should have actually started at that first greenhouse we were at instead of going to the other one, or to, you know, Menards even. But at the other greenhouse that we were at, they did have this really cool variety of hanging plants. So if my mom is thinking about maybe splurging and getting another different type of nice one for the front yard, I think it's that's the one I definitely want. So yeah, we might wind up going with that. Like splurging is like 12 to maybe 20 bucks or something like that, because the other ones we ended up getting were all like 5, I think 6 bucks each or something like that. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's what we ended up doing today. And then in the afternoon too, me and my dad ended up going around and we actually secured all of the shepherd's hooks because they're all leaning over. So we actually secured them with like sort of a long story. We had this stuff that we bought at Home Depot a while back to do like the eye hook sort of, and then my dad fastened it with like wire so that they wouldn't lean over anymore, and we fastened the eye bolts into the brick so they actually aren't leaning over anymore, and look, they're supporting the weight of the baskets really well. But that was a big thing last year, was that they ended up falling over. One of them did, and then the other ones were constantly leaning. So we ended up securing those, and it actually seems like they're working really well, because you can definitely tell they're way sturdier than they were. So yeah, long story short, we ended up getting all that stuff put in. All the baskets are up. We don't have all the other plants planted though, but we can probably do all that tomorrow. I cleaned the back flower window box out, but not the front one, and then we'll also have to plant all the vegetables. Like, there's a couple things that we still need to get done, but I also finished my grocery list for all the grocery stores too, so I can actually go to well, we're not going to do Jewel, or actually I didn't do Walgreens, but Menards I did for the grocery stores. For Jewel, Aldi, Menards, no, Jewel, Aldi, Caputo's, and Valley Produce I finished my grocery list for. So anyways though, guys, yeah, I've been really productive this week, guys. I have been using my planner every day, that's why. And I've also actually been waking up kind of early too, but it's partially because these dogs have been waking me up, because they have had upset stomachs or something in the mornings, and have been waking me up from them. On top of that too, we were outside, not hardly in the sun at all, and apparently my mom told me I look like I got some sun on my shoulders, not like real sunburned, but and she said that she got the same too. I was like, we were outside for like 5 or 10 minutes when we weren't covered in the greenhouse, like, you know. And so I don't know, it's just like, we ended up getting some sun today from just doing our plant shopping. But we're finished up with all of that. Like I said, we might just get the one other basket, but it looks like we're pretty much ready. We still have some beds to make, and like I said, some other stuff to do, but it looks like for the most part we are actually pretty good. And like I said, that last greenhouse we went to, I was like, we got a deal on all this stuff. So anyways though, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny pieces tomorrow. So bye, guys.